Welcome to the City of Millville Commission meeting for August 21st, 2018 at approximately 7:09 p.m. I call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Mayor Santiago.
Here.
Commissioner Pepitone.
Here.
Vice Mayor Parent.
Here.
Commissioner Udalvis.
Here.
Commissioner Cooper.
Here.
Invocation is going to be delivered by Reverend Jack Falsburn of Trinity United. Reverend, is he here? Do we have a backup? All right, can we all stand, please? Salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, are there any review changes to the agenda?
There are three. We have an ordinance on second reading, item 1, concerning the airport redevelopment area, which was removed for additional time for comments as requested by the Planning Board. New business item 2 was added to advertise for bids for structural connections of the adjoining wall of 105 through 109 East Main Street. Item 3 is the removal of item 8 concerning the award of COA counsel to Grace Marmera and Associates.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for bills, please?
Mr. Mayor, move that bills be paid after properly certified.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
And
Motion
Mr. Mayor,
carries.
approve of the dispense with the reading of the minutes for August 7th, 2018 for the work session, closed session, regular meeting.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We now open up for public comment. Anyone that wants to make a comment on an agenda item, please step up to the mic, state your name and your concerns, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. Angeline Brimwall, Millville. Thank you for taking off item number 8. I'm still concerned about item number 4. I don't know how many contracts this commission has given to Doug Long and Grace Marmera and Associates. A simple Google search will tell you that Grace Marmera and Associates are ethically challenged, to say the least. And I do not understand why, Mr. Parent, you want to say that we've hired the best, unless you're saying the best violators of ethics laws in this state. That's about the only thing that I can see that they're best at, and that you continue to give contracts to this particular law firm is quite upsetting.
Thank you, Angela. Anyone else? I close the public comment on agenda items only. Presentations. Presentations?
Yeah, there's a presentation of certificates to the 15 under All-Star State Champions.
Commissioner Cooper? Yeah. And Sam.
All right. So when did we actually win? Because I know there was a couple delays for me and then you, because I had home run derby last meeting, so I couldn't be here. And then you, what day did you guys actually win the state championship? Oh, geez. All right. Well, anyway, we have in our presence, we have another great youth sports league here, or group, and they won the 2018 state championships for the 15U divisions. Excuse me? July 18th. So that was after the meetings in July, and then, like I said, unfortunately, I couldn't do the August, so it did get pushed to this one. But I do want to make one small comment, and It was prior to this. We had this plan for a little while, and before your letter was actually read. And I really do want to take a personal moment to say thank you, Brian, for your letter. It really touched my heart, and I appreciate it. And I love my job, but when I get stuff in like that, you have no idea how much that meant to me. So I really appreciate that letter. And I appreciate the commissioner reading it into public record, because that means a lot to me. So anyway, no further ado. I practice the names, but, I get a little nervous up here. I don't know why. It's been like 10 years or something like that. But anywho, Dom Bozarth. And if you guys can all stay up here for me, I'd like to do a group photo with you, okay? CJ Austin. Not here today. Connor Nornberg. Logan Moosey. Not here. Jordan Glenn. We'll give him the coach to take down. Josh Bonham. Austin Wilden. Cole Powers. Kenny Wise. I'm proud of these guys. It is a summer night after all. Isaiah Vargas. I think I'd be at the shore having ice cream or something like that. Darius Watson. And our last but not least, Blake Ramos.
Yeah, coaches, come up.
Yeah,
Coaches, come on up.
Come on, you all like each other.
Yeah.
Let's get inside.
Are we in? Yeah. All right, ready? Smile. Thank you guys so much. Congratulations. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Oh, perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you're not away. You're never going away, right? You're going to stay forever, right, down there at Babe Ruth? Thank you guys so much. Do you want me to do this now? Or you wait? Thank you.
Any comments on the certificate presentation, Commissioner Cooper?
I just want to say that it is special. We have a lot of great athletes in our city, and it's just very nice to be able to acknowledge them and let them know that you've done a great job and they've worked hard for it. And it's just good to acknowledge who we have here. There's so much talent here. I say that all the time, and we just don't want that to go unrecognized. And we also know the importance of what athletics does for young men and women. And just to see them rise to that level of expertise in state champions, we have national champions. This is what we have in our city. It's our great city.
And you have two great coaches in Brian Powers, who's a taller guy, and Alex Ramos, who've been with these kids for many years. And it's something that starts in our farm league. And being part of that for many years, I know that it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication from the coaches and the family. So it's great to see that we won a 15-year-old championship down at Babe Ruth. That's really good stuff.
Yeah, Mayor, also, it's just the hospitality that Millville puts on, for this tournament. And just to see so many volunteers, stepping up, and giving their time. Kids played hard, and they're an outstanding group of young men. You watch them play the game, and they stay after it. I think that Coach Hollenbach's going to be looking very much forward to seeing some of these young men stepping up next year at the high school level.
I'm sure he's looking forward to that.
Yeah.
The one piece we can't forget about are the parents as well.
Absolutely.
The parents do so much to do their part, and they're just as dedicated as the young men out there, and we can't forget
Correct.
to acknowledge them as well.
Yeah. Great. Old business, Madam Clerk.
There is no old business.
Petitions and letters.
Okay, we have correspondence received from Mayor Santiago appointing the following alternate members of the Millville Planning Board as Class 4 members to fill the unexpired terms of 2 vacant seats.
Mr.
Diane Risden with an expiration of November 8th, 2020, and Edward Gallagher with an expiration of December 8th, 2019.
Mr. Mayor, I move to receive and file this correspondence.
Second motion.
Any comments? I do have a comment that Diane and Ed have been on the planning board now for some time, along with Commissioner Udalvis and I. They're there for every meeting. They're there expressing their opinion, and they're making great contributions to the planning board. So I'm so happy that, you know, we're extending their term as planning board members. Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We'll go right to reports of commissioners. Commissioner Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Some reports from the department that we have from the last couple of weeks. Project highlights. We have a swing set area on Brandorf side park of Waltman Park that's been cleaned up and mulched. Trimming of overgrowth at Waltman Park has also begun and near Holly City Tax. Waltman Park, Union Lake Park, and Heroes Park playground units have all been power washed and all been cleaned. Upcoming projects. This week we're going to be working on Corson Park to prepare for the fishing derby on Saturday. The fishing derby is this Saturday. Who's coming? I'm in.
I'll be there.
Anybody coming out there hooked on fishing? Anybody hooked on fishing? Excellent. All right. Be good to see you there. So the boys and girls, it'll be from ages 5 to 15. Registration will be 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We will fish from 10 to 12. Worms and lunch provided. And again, not all mutually exclusive.
Joe will be there.
Also, we have Helping Hands Community Mural and Cleanup Project, Round 2, on Saturday, September 8th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. September 8th is going to be a busy day, right, Rick? So we're going to start behind the library where we were at before. Have another cleanup to continue all the great work we've already done. We hope to have twice as many hands this time as we had the last time. So grab a friend, come on by, let's do a cleanup, and let's get that wall filled up. Also, we have the annual baby show that is going to be held on, guess what? September 8th. September 8th. Don't go out of town. Stay in town. All right, September 8th at Corson Park. Registration at 1, and the show will start at 2. 9/11 ceremony is going to be at Buck Park. Guess when that is? On 9/11. I set you up for that. All right. 9/11, it's going to be 6:30 p.m. at Buck Park. Come by for that special event. Community Day, Saturday, September 15th at Buck Park. 12 to 3. There's going to be plenty of community booths, face painting, games, lunch, and more. And last but not least, Paws in the Park Pet Show will be held on Saturday, September 29th. Registration at 1, and the show will start at 2. Also, I wanted to just read a quick letter about Play Streets. Play Streets went on throughout the summer. It was phenomenal. We had so many people coming out. I think we actually had on the last one, there was a they had a truck that came from the aquarium, right? And then, I mean, yeah, that was the last one. Yeah, so that was really nice. That was something special. But I just wanted to read a letter that came from Brett Clendaniel from Holly City about Play Streets and how he felt about how we had participated this year. Play Streets 2018 is in the books. Let me tell you exactly what happened. 194 activities and games offered. 275 book bags with 4,125 school supplies dispersed. 90,000 gallons of water sprinkled on children throughout the course of 6 weeks to keep them cool and hydrated. 2,400 snow cones served. Thanks to Joe. Joe Southern, right? There you go, Joe. All right, Joe. Hey, Joe, can I use that snow cone machine?
In December.
You know, Hooked on Fishing kids love snow cones. I'm just saying. All right, 1,125 lunches provided. A special thanks to organizations who took on the added responsibility of planning the week of Play Streets. Millville Parks and Recreation, Cumberland County Department of Health, Millville Police Department, Millville Public Library, Holly City Family Success Center, Millville Public Schools. And thank you for all the dedicated and committed people that were there each and every Wednesday. A special thanks, since you're here, Rick will read this for you. A special thanks to Officer Rick Cott and Sue Taylor. Where's Sue at? Sue's not here. But let Sue know this.
She's watching.
She's watching? Sue, this is for you. So a special thanks on keeping Pine Street safe and secure all summer long. Also thanks to Officer Cott for keeping the dunk tank full each week, even though he didn't get in there. Come on, Rick. You did get in? Okay, all right. Brett, he did get in twice. All right, so there've also Shine Ministries who were out there. Millville Water Department was out there. Such a great event. I know we can't wait to do it again next year. Thanks a lot for Play Streets. Thank you guys for participating in that. Last but not least, I had the opportunity of going along with Mike McNiss, Rick Cott, and Pal to, and Jeannie was supposed to be there, but she kind of took the wrong turn.
Nobody told me it was in Cape May.
We had a chance to go out on the Mirwall, the New Jersey's tallest clipper ship, and we had, I think we had, what did we have, 22 of our children from the city on that cruise, which was so amazing. I went there about 10 years ago on a wine and cheese cruise, but this was much better. Just to see the faces on the kids as they were on that ship. It's something about exposure to new things. There's a quote that says, it's not what your certifications are in life or what your education is that makes you who you are, but it's your exposure. And what they saw, and to see their eyes light up, learning new information and being out there and learning about the sea and learning about sailing, that was something that was just so unique, and I think that's going to go a long way. And I want to thank you guys for just being a part of that. It was a special moment. I can't wait to do it again. And maybe this time, Jeannie, maybe you should follow us this time.
Okay, I'll be on the bus.
Get on the bus next time. And that is my time. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Move to receive and file.
Okay, can I have a second?
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Commissioner Pepitone.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'm in receipt of a report from the Police Department for July 18th, and I move for it to be received and filed.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And Mayor, I'm also in receipt of a report from the Fire Department dated July 8th, 2018, and I move for it to also be received and filed.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I just want to say, Bruce, I remember I can't believe how fast the summer went from the previous fishing tournament. We're already having the second one at the end of summer, so. And best wishes for everyone as they go back to school. It's right around the corner. Thank you.
Commissioner Udalvis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Summarizing results from the August 13th meeting of the Planning Board, the following resolutions were approved. One application for extension of final subdivision approval in Block 52, Lots 110 and 115, and one application for minor subdivision lot line adjustment approval in Block 236, Lots 55, 56, 57, and in an R15 residential district. One application requesting an extension of preliminary and final major subdivision for Block 133, Lot 38 was reviewed and approved. Other business consisted of two informal concept presentations for the following items. An informal concept presentation for a cannabis cultivation facility at 1301 North 10th Street in Block 265, Lot 5, within an I-1 General Industry District, and an informal concept presentation for an airport redevelopment plan review. The Planning Board, having received and reviewed the draft of the plan during the public session, is currently submitting inquiries for consideration and review by the city's supervising planner. In regard to public relations, the Department of Public Affairs welcomes its third recipient of the Making a Difference Certificate of Appreciation this evening. The Millville Municipal Alliance Program, represented by Mr. Joseph Sutherland, was a function established by legislation in 1989 through the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse to coordinate all state, county, and local efforts regarding alcoholism, tobacco, and other drug abuse, including community-focused substance abuse prevention programs. At this time, the Commission invites Mr. Sutherland and the volunteers of the Millville Municipal Alliance to accept this Certificate of Appreciation and to share the mission, examples of community outreach, and volunteer opportunities of the Millville Municipal Alliance. And at this time, I welcome them to meet us at the podium. This Making a Difference Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Millville Municipal Alliance in grateful recognition of your dedicated service and valuable contributions to the City of Millville. We would like to commend you for your exceptional qualities of selflessness, dedication, and citizenship. On behalf of the Commission of the City of Millville, we would like to thank you for your efforts of ensuring the vitality of the community through all you do.
I get a lot of credit for the things that the Alliance does, and but these are the people that keep it going, keep me going. And actually, it was 3,400 snow cones, but we'll let Brett slide on that. I'm sure, because I make most of them. But Tina, I don't know why she didn't come up, but we'll let her slide, because she's been a major part of the Alliance, Cammie, and throughout the years, a lot of people that couldn't be here tonight have been making the difference, and I'm just a lucky person that gets all the credit for it. But yeah, you deserve it, Joe. These are the people that keep me going, and I keep doing it because of the little fella on the end, and for your little fellas, because I'm hoping they don't have to grow up and find out what it's like to be a drug addict. Thank you.
The Commission thanks once again the Millville Municipal Alliance for joining us this evening. Please feel free to seek out our nomination forms on our city website at www.millvillenj.gov beneath the tab that's titled Forms and Public Relations. And with the conclusion of my report, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Congratulations, Joe. Again, and I'm sure we'll talk about this even more. The most thing that amazes me is about the volunteers that this city has that continues to help this city move forward. And there was a group of people that a lot of us, and those of you on TV, are probably your friends, your neighbors, and you had no idea that they were volunteering for such a great cause. So, Joe, thank you so much. Vice Mayor?
If I can also, Joe Sutherland. I can't believe it's been almost 30 years.
The beard shows it.
Since the well, Joe has gray beard, and I have less hair. 1989, but it's been that long, Joe, and I just really want to let you know how much we appreciate your hard work and your dedication. You go beyond the call of duty in what you do. The city's better off for having people like you out there. So I just want to extend my congratulations, Joe. Mr. Mayor, I would like to submit the tax collector's report for the month of July 2018 will be received and filed.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Eudalovas?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Nothing else at this time, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. I got a couple things that I'd like to talk about. Play Street is one thing. I had an opportunity to go to the last 2 Wednesdays there. And again, I'm going to bring the volunteers. Some of you are sitting here in front of me. What an amazing event to see our young people interact with adults and not see a problem. I did see one problem at the end there. 2 young men, I guess they were arguing over a young girl, and the police did a great job on diffusing that. But other than that, so much excitement was there to see these young people interact with each other, interact with the adults, and of course the water, having that open. It was funny because I saw a lot of adults there too, so they were enjoying it too. But Play Street is just leaps and bounds for the city of Millville. As you know now, I like to say it, but my good friend Mayor Kelly have copycat us. They're doing it. They had a great season this year. But Play Street is something I hope continues on for a long time. I saw a very important lady come in, and Sean from Shine was here. Her group was there. The kids that she brings along just from her organization to volunteer is tremendous. It's just unbelievable that those kids are there. And Rick knows because he talks to these kids. They're so respectful. These are kids that are coming there to get advice from people that they don't even know. They don't live with. But they're there so respectful to help everyone else. So, Sean, I know you put something on Facebook, and I'm not going to repeat it, but it was just as much as what you said, Commissioner. It's great to hear that from people on the outside, so us commissioners know what's really going on out there. Well, thank you. So we'll hear from you. I won't take your thunder then, so that's great. One other thing, did anybody get to go see Beauty and the Beast at the Leroy? Outstanding. And trust me, I'm not a play guy. It was great. I was there on the last Sunday. Thousands of people came to see that show. Out of 8 shows, think about this, 6 were sold out. The other 2 that weren't sold out was because of 200, tickets that weren't sold. 75 here, maybe 125 in the other show. But for those 6 shows, they were sold out in the city of Millville. They're doing an outstanding job, and the show was just great. So if you missed that, hopefully next year you'll get it. One more thing I want to talk about real quick here is that the county is offering a Narcan training in September, and it's being put on at by the county, and it's going to be in Millville. So those of you that have seen, I've seen this, Rick Cott has seen it, maybe some of you, Joe, you've seen this. When someone overdoses, it's not a pretty sight. Here's a chance for you to save a life. Here's free training that's going to take place at the Trinity United Methodist Church at 100 South 2nd Street in the city of Millville. It's going to be Thursday, September 6, 2018 at 6 p.m. And if you want to register, get on the website at Trinity Narcan Training, all one word, .everbright.com. We'll put this on our website because there's also an email address for Southwest Council for Ashley Mallon that you can also use or call her. But we'll put this on our website. Here's free training that we all can have to be able to save someone's life. God forbid you see someone overdosing and you need to use Narcan. With that, that's all I have to say. Moving on. Ordinance is on second reading, Madam Clerk.
Okay, so we have a bond ordinance authorizing various capital improvements and acquisitions, appropriating $450,000 to pay the cost thereof, authorizing the issuance of $420,000 of bonds to finance the appropriation, and to provide for issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of bonds.
Mr. Mayor, move the passage of this proposed ordinance on second and final reading.
Second the motion.
So this is a bond ordinance on second reading. Anyone that would like to address this Bond ordinance on second reading. Please step up to the mic, state your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes after you identify yourself. Seeing no one, I close on ordinance reading number 2. Is it number 1? It's number 2, right?
Second reading.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. The next item is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for the Millville Midget Football League to hold a coin drop on September 15, 2018 and September 16, 2018 at the intersections of Buck, Shootem, and Cedarville Roads.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this proposed ordinance on second and final reading.
Second the motion.
Once again, this is an ordinance approving authorization of application for the Cumberland County Roadway Department for a Millville Midget League football as a coin drop. Anyone that would like to address this ordinance on second reading, please step up to the mic, state your concerns, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes and identify yourself. Seeing no one, I close item number 3. Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have an ordinance amending the salary ordinance to amend an existing title's maximum compensation for the following: Assistant Municipal Clerk at $75,000.
Mr. Mayor, move passage of this proposed ordinance on second and final reading.
Second the motion.
Once again, this is an ordinance on second reading, amending the salary ordinance to an existing title to maximum compensation. Anyone that would like to address this, please step up to the mic, state your concerns, limit your comments to 5 minutes, and please identify yourself. Seeing no one, I close this ordinance on second reading, item number 4. Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance on first reading, please.
We have an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for the Millville Lightning Travel Baseball 8 and under to hold a coin drop on September 29th and September 30th, 2018 at the intersections of Buck, Shootem, and Cedarville Roads.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this proposed ordinance on second and final reading.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Can we roll right into resolutions, please?
Okay, we have a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the City of Millville relating to cut and clean plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 6 of the Municipal Code.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution authorizing the ratification award of an emergency contract to repair the break in the sewer main on Pine Street to Perna Finnegan Incorporated at the amount of $36,270.
And with that, Mr. Mayor, I have a certification of availability of funds from Marcy Shepard, CFO, in the amount of $36,270, and move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Do we have a start date, Regina, by any chance, with this company?
No, this is the break for the break.
Okay.
And then after the break, when they were videoing the line, in order to do the slip line fix that we
Yes.
had, there was an actual break. So I think this work has actually been completed.
Okay.
But I can't, I'm saying because it was an emergency,
Okay.
but I can't vouch for that 100%.
So those of you on Pine Street between High and Buck,
Right,
help is coming.
right. The slip line should be, once this was fixed, and I'm talking, I can't tell you it was done, but it was an emergency. So I'm
Yes.
assuming that part is done.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing adjustments to the tax and utility records.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution authorizing the award of a professional service contract through the non-fair and open process with Grace Marmero and Associates, LLP, to defend the City of Millville in 2 municipal court appeals in a total amount not to exceed $6,000.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Certification of funds?
Yeah.
And have the certification of fund from Marcella Shepard in the amount of $6,000.
Second the motion.
Any comments?
Simply to explain in public session, similar to the COA request I had expressed to our city administrator, the intent to advertise when we do our RFPs for the 2019 year to also include a conflict solicitor. And I would like for her at this opportunity to take some time to explain to the rest of the commission what that would entail.
Okay, the reason for this resolution tonight is that there is a conflict with our solicitor pertaining to one of these appeals. So they'll be probably done together, so we did it. The commission has two options. You can appoint a conflict solicitor through the RFP process in the beginning of the year, or you can wait till the actual project comes up and appoint. Either way, it's the pleasure of the commission. So in October, early October, first meeting, I'll probably have a discussion with you in work session, and the commission will authorize whether they want to do an RFP, and that's for any professional service. I'll bring their RFP with us then.
Yeah, this is something we've been discussing at times. So.
Anyone else? Anything else, Commissioner?
No, thank you, Mr.
Vice
Mayor.
Mayor?
No, Mayor.
Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
No.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing the sale of city-owned property located at 16 through 20 Rosewood Road, Block 165, Lot 3, to Shore Management Company of Delaware Valley for $11,749.23.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 6 is a resolution authorizing special assessments to be issued on various properties for board and secure services performed per Chapter 11, Article 1, Subsection 11-6 of the Municipal Code.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 7 is a resolution authorizing a First Amendment to professional services contract between the City of Millville and GPM Associates Incorporated as authorized by Resolution 204-2018, adopted on June 6, 2018, in order to provide professional services for Route 49 water main upgrades, phases 5 and 6, for an additional $6,200, not to exceed $12,400.
And with that, Mr. Mayor, I have a certification availability of funds from Marcel Shepard, the amount of $12,400, and move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. And item 8 was removed in the work session.
Can we go right to new business, please?
Okay, I just need a motion to authorize the city clerk to advertise for bids for the project known as calendar year 2018-2019 work uniforms. Said bids to be returned to the purchasing board on September 6, 2018 at 10 a.m., 4th floor, Richard C. McCarthy Commission Chamber, City Hall.
Mr. Mayor, move be received and filed.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. And also a motion to authorize the city clerk to advertise for bids for the project known as Structural Connections and Stabilization of Wall located at 105-109 East Main Street. Said bids to be returned to the purchasing board on September 6, 2018 at 10 a.m.
Mr. Mayor, move be received and filed.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Well done. We've now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone who'd like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name and address your concerns, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Mary Messick, here of Millville. Good evening, Commissioners. The purpose for me coming here to the podium is to be a solution to a big problem, which is crime. As you know, I've been the head of Millville Crime Watch for a long time. Unfortunately, I've been unable to keep it going by myself. I've had no help. So I'm asking you to support me to restart this program. You ask why? Here are 10 reasons that I believe will be very helpful to our city. 1, it'll lower risks of crime. 2, it'll assist police to expedite criminal investigations. 3, it'll increase safety and security. 4, it'll reduce the fear in people. 5, it'll be informational prevention. 6, it'll identify suspicious behavior. 7, it'll build a partnership with law enforcement. 8, it'll assist in increasing our property values. 9, it'll build our communities. 10, it'll give the police department extra boots on the ground. And to also talk about play streets. For 6 weeks, children had a very safe place they could go. I commend our law enforcement. They were out there in between their calls, and they were also engaged with those children in the various activities that were there. We even had some of them that ran with the kids through the water from the fire hydrant, which was a blast for all of them. Plus, August 4th, there was a community barbecue. Those officers also took time in between their calls to turn around and shoot hoops with the children. They also played flag football. Here it is. School's almost around the corner. And children are still within the neighborhood, still talking about how these officers took time from their day to sit there and play with them. And for this, I thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Hi, I come to share good things. My name's Sean Connors, Director of Shine Ministries at First United Methodist Church. And I want to personally say thank you. Yes, I did put it on Facebook, but I truly appreciate every single one of you. A lot of complaints come your way, and you field them, and I get that. But every one of you was present at Play Streets, and not just there to just kind of be seen. You were there interacting with all the kids. You were having fun with the kids, and it is truly noticed and very much appreciated. And I personally want to say thank you for every one of your support for Shine and for our kids. Our kids know your faces. They know your names. And they're not afraid to approach any of you. And I am very, very grateful for that. And Rick Cott, thank you for everything you do for this city and for Play Streets. We are blessed beyond measure in this city. And I know we complain a lot, but I just want to say thank you to all of those who have such a huge heart for these kids. They need all of us, and we're coming together as a village to bring them up in the right way. And it's a beautiful thing to be part of. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Cindy Angelo. For those of you who may not know me, I am a board member with the Millville Police Athletic League. I'm also a volunteer and the treasurer. And I'm here for a couple of reasons. First of all, I would like to acknowledge Joe Sutherland. Joe Sutherland and the Municipal Alliance has continued to support the Police Athletic League. Joe has contributed to our basketball league, our wrestling, our flag football, our hooked on fishing, and just general activities that we do, open gym, paying for transportation for the kids to take field trips. He's really been a wonderful resource for the Police Athletic League, and I just wanted to acknowledge his contribution to the organization. I got up here too late. Thank you, Joe. We really do appreciate it. And he volunteers his time. He sits on our board, so he's so involved. We really do appreciate his time and effort. Secondly, I am going to take a little minute to talk about our upcoming fundraiser. The Millville Police Athletic League, we don't really do a lot of fundraising. Rick goes out and hits the streets for the leagues that he kind of oversees. And the city we have sponsors from the city that have been very, very generous, and they allow hundreds of children to participate in these leagues. We really could not do what we do without their support. But our Golf Classic is one of our main fundraisers, and we do tend to raise quite a bit of money with the tournament. So just wanted to invite everyone out, even if you just want to join us for the breakfast or the luncheon. I know Commissioner Cooper is planning on coming out and joining us in the morning, and we really do appreciate you having you there to show the city that you do support the program. So the information is on our website, millvillepal.org. Also, phone numbers, you can reach Rick, and he has brochures and entrance forms. So thank you for your time. The what? September 8th. Oh, yes, September 8th. Okay. That's what the joke. It's September 8th at Buena Country Club. 8:30 in the morning. So we start with a breakfast at 8:30 to 9:30, and then we tee off at 9:30, and around the golfers come in around 1:30, and then we have a nice hot lunch as well. So Chinese auction. Yes.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Razika Brown, Dream Builders, and I just want to take the time to acknowledge someone that means a lot to me, my mentor, Miss Natalie Tyson. I don't want to get emotional, but, you know, it was a year ago that I was working, you know, at Walgreens, and she said hi to me, you know, and she gave me her card to come to her meeting. Okay. And I never missed a meeting then because she saw potential in me. She has poured so much wisdom in me and guidance. And for someone who did not know me, to take the time to invest in me, to expose my potential, I just want to thank the God in her. And it's because of her, the obedience in God, I started my own business, which is I Can Wear My Sexy, which is to re-educate women on their self-worth through motivational workshop and empowering conversation. Something about Miss Natalie that I admire is her poise, her grace, and her elegance, and she wears heels too. She has different color heels and she works it. So every day she wears her confidence, and that's how my business came about. And I just wanted to talk about just some upcoming events that I'm hosting. The first one is Who's That Lady? It's an etiquette workshop. September 7th. My guest speaker is Dr. Sydney Beckett. She's traveling all the way from Philadelphia. I met her through Miss Natalie, and she has a wealth of knowledge. I'm also hosting an open mic September 21st. I'm just providing a platform for the people who don't have a platform. And October 6th is How Men Should Treat Women. I'm also fortunate to have strong men that I've met who have guided me and showed me how a man is supposed to treat a woman. And I'm just really honored to have those men as my panel guests. And I just wanted to throw it out there. If there's any suggestions or any collaborations, I'm more than welcome, because I just want to bring more positivity for young women. Because if she took the time to invest in me, I believe I must do that too. So I wasn't supposed to get emotional, but it's good tears. And thank you.
Thank you.
Joe Sutherland, 51 Dorset Avenue. I'm here as coordinator of the Millville Municipal Alliance Committee. And again, I would like to thank you for recognizing the committee. I know the members appreciate that. At PAL, I'm glad that we've been able to get involved with PAL. And that was through a couple of our committee members, Officer Sean Guy. He was at a football thing that was going on. I don't know if they was playing yet or just getting organized. And he asked his wife, Tricia, my daughter, to call me and see if we would be able to fund the football. And that was the first thing that we did with PAL, was fund football. And without that request from my son-in-law and my daughter, I don't know if we would have been involved with PAL. Because a long time ago I'd been involved with PAL, and then it sort of fell apart for quite a few years. And now it's back, and it's stronger than it's ever been. And I know that myself and my committee members are very happy that we're being able to be involved with them. And without you setting up there, and the commissions before that, ever since the one back in '92 when we were recognized by the city to be the organization that put on these programs for the kids. All the commissions have supported us, and I know I appreciate it, and my members appreciate it, and I think the kids that we put on programs for, because a couple of the younger people that was here tonight have been involved with programs that we put on. My daughter, she's been involved with the Alliance from the time she was in middle school. Not always because she wanted to be, but I can say that today she does it because she wants to. And her kids are involved with me. My granddaughters are involved with things that we do, and all the things we do are because you allow us to do it. You accept a grant from the state. You agree to the terms that the state puts onto the grant. You look over the programs that we do, and like I say, we just appreciate all that you have done for us, and we look forward to continuing the programs. We look forward to being back to Play Streets next year. We had a great time there. And through Play Streets, there's been 3 other groups now that have put on programs for kids that have asked to borrow the snow cone machine. And I did explain to the people that, the kids are going to love you, but the person that you have making snow cones, they're not going to be real happy with you. But, again, thank you very much, and I appreciate it, and my committee appreciates it. And
we appreciate you, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Natalie Tyson, Dream Builders Empowerment Network. And before I go any further, today we're going to deal with gratitude. Gratitude. What is gratitude? The act of saying thank you. It is also good manners. It doesn't cost any money, not much time, but the benefits are enormous. What does gratitude do? It opens the door to better relationship. Anybody loves to deal with someone who is grateful, because just the act of being thankful, it makes you a much easier person to be around. Everybody loves being around a grateful person. It improves physical health when we begin to see the things that we ought to be grateful for. Now, things happen to us every single day, but there is always a twist. So I fell down, but I didn't die. I'm able to get up. So somebody cut me off whilst I'm driving. You say thank you, because it could always be so much worse. It causes our bodies to feel better. It enhances our empathy, and it reduces aggression. It improves our physiological health. It reduces toxic emotions. It increases happiness, and it reduces depression. Grateful people feel better. It increases self-esteem and performance. What is self-esteem? What we feel, what we think and feel about ourselves. and it increases mental strength and reduces stress. So when we wake up in the morning, the first thing we should do is be grateful. We got so much to be grateful for. And no matter what comes up during the day, if we turn to what we're grateful for, all of a sudden the upsets or the hindrances or the obstacles that we're faced with, it dwindles, and we feel better. And feeling better is the key to everything. And on that note of gratitude, I would like to take the time to thank you, City Commission, for taking the position to lead this great city of Millville. You are gaining ground, you are making a difference, and we're here to applaud you with what you do. Encouragement strengthens labor, and we want to encourage you today. Thank you for taking a part of the community, for what you do to get involved in the activities. I mean, there's always 1,000 things we can do with our time, but thank you for sowing those seeds of kindness and gratitude to the residents of the city of Millville. I don't know about you, I'm excited about being a Millville resident, and I'm so excited about what is getting done in this city of Millville. This world-class city. Oh my God, I was beginning to think I'm in church right now. Anyway, I'm grateful, okay? All right, and I'm going to be really quick. I'm really excited about our first annual South Jersey Multicultural Extravaganza, which is scheduled to take place this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, the 25th and 26th of August. You don't want to miss this. We are spreading the spirit of love, harmony, and community. So if you did not put it on your calendar, please do so. Please share it with your friends and your family. Come on, we celebrate our cultures independently. Can we bring it together under one umbrella? Let us learn to appreciate each other and share love. We're still in need of volunteers, even vendors, sponsors, donations, but we are doing this, okay? This is a great city, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. As a matter of fact, can you just turn to your neighbor and just say something you're grateful about? That's all right. It's okay. You can talk to your neighbor. You're right. Thank you. We are loud, right?
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Good evening. Samantha Cruz, in the Millville Parks Department. I, too, want to reach out and say thank you to my friend Joe Sutherland. Anytime I ever need anything, I call Joe. If I can't get it, Joe will take care of it. One of the very first events when we had budget cuts in 2010, which was Liz Nicky leaves and I'm here, and all of a sudden all the events are going away. And I'm like, that's the best part. No. Joe saved one of those very special events, and that was our Pumpkin Extravaganza. So Joe and the Millville Municipal Alliance, thank you so much for doing that for us, and we've been going strong for about 8 years on that event now. Joe is also a co-sponsor on the fishing tournament this weekend. I won't go over all the events again because Bruce did most of them. I'm trying to save paper nowadays, and so I do the collage flyer. So it has 4 events on it, and I just keep moving them up. So pick one of them up. It's everything that we're doing. I try to do most of the kid events, but one of the other events that I wanted to highlight real quick was 9/11. I don't think I ever publicly got up here and said it, but I want to thank the Millville Fire Department because they helped me from the beginning to end. Chief and I start talking about this event in late July and August, and boom, it's here and it's perfect every single time. I don't know how we do it, but we do. But the flag is up, and with the fire truck ladders, and it's a great event. It's a sad event, but a great event, and we've been doing that since the attacks on 9/11. So come out for that evening. It's a great one, and usually we have pretty good weather. I do want to mention 2 other events that I did not add into the report for Commissioner Cooper, and that's because we've been finalizing these last couple days. We are going to bring back the ghost tour that we had in 2013 downtown. We're going to give it a shot. They had lost funding, but then when we looked at it, it really wasn't going to cost us that much. So we are working with the different businesses downtown. If you've never been a part of Ghost Tour, basically what we do is we have different shops downtown that are going to have a presentation, and they're going to have either a made-up ghost story or something like that. I know a lot of people are into Halloween. I'm not a big dresser-upper, but hey, you know, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to provide something to everyone in different varieties. So we are going to do that on October 26th. It'll be 6 to 9, and the Millville Development Corporation is jumping on board along with a couple other places downtown. Everything isn't in pen yet, so I don't want to give any of those locations away. But as we get closer, there'll be a flyer. There'll be we'll get that out, and that information will be available. And then one of my favorites, and Joe is actually part of this too, is our scarecrow contest. I don't know, we've had 50, 60 scarecrows. It's an absolutely, it does take time to make your scarecrow, so that's why this year I want to get it out early. September 1st is when you can start signing up. And they're so neat. I don't know if everybody went and checked them out last year. This is going to be, I think, our 3rd year. They're so cool, and the ideas that people come up with are amazing. So don't wait until the last minute. It really does take some time. Has anybody done one in here? Okay, Mary. Okay, Joe did. Yeah. So it doesn't matter because you know what, they're all great. You know what I mean? So honestly, it's a good time, and any of the funds besides the prize money that we give back out is also donated to the Millville Municipal Alliance. So lots and lots going on. If you're not on our Facebook page, the RVC, which has been moving along quite well, in my opinion, go on, be part of our group. All the events are on the city's Facebook page, city's RVC page, and I put them on the city's webpage. And then I always have my personal page. If you want to follow along and hang out with me, you're more than welcome. But I do appreciate all the time. I'm sorry I've been missing some meetings, but I have been trying to take a little time for myself. So, and my husband, of course, I always appreciate him. So, and don't worry about ever getting emotional about your mentor, because you'll never forget her. You know, even if you guys separate. And actually, Liz was one of my biggest mentors, and I'm not going to start crying. But Liz Nicky was one of my biggest mentors, and every day when I'm doing something, I'm like, how would Liz do that? So I think about her often, and so it's good to get emotional. Tim Shannon always said to me, I said, I can't stop crying. He's like, it's okay. It's your passion coming out of your eyes. So don't ever be afraid to cry, because it's okay. That's my opinion anyway. So thank you.
Sam.
Good evening, Angeline Broomholm, Millville. I want to address 2 things. One is the last commission meeting, Commissioner Parent, you complained about Oprah requests and residents sending in requests. I send in a lot of requests. Oprah stands for Open Public Records Act. They're public records. They're my records. Now, if this commission was a little bit more transparent, maybe I wouldn't have to go through this process. If you weren't so afraid to release these records, you wouldn't need to go to your attorney to try to hide them first. Because that's the only reason you would send it to an attorney, is because you're trying to hide it before you send it to me. You've had a closed session every single meeting since you took office, and once you did it before the meeting and after. That's not transparency. I have a right to know. This is my city too. You're my city commission, correct? These are my attorneys too that you're paying. release, make things public, stop hiding everything, and you don't have to worry about paying somebody. It's not my fault that this is what I have to go through to get public records. So please, Mr. Parent, stop blaming people for doing their civic duty. Now, another comment. There was another murder in our city. Again, I heard the gunshots. Again, I saw the ambulance. Again, my teenage daughter, who has listened to this her whole life, was sitting on my lap listening to gunfire. My daughter goes outside to find a detective card in our door from the prosecutor's office. Imagine your child finding that because someone's looking for evidence in a homicide at a school that she attended and more than likely will go back for one thing or another. While friends of hers that she goes to school with were there and witnessed a horrific thing. And next year, we'll be told by Mr. Pepitone that we had to make tough decisions and we need to raise taxes because we need to invest in public safety. But yet, it seems to me now, all you're investing in are contracts for your friends. You're not investing in the safety of my child or any of our children. You cannot use our safety as hostage so that you can feed your friends. We have kids who are growing up. You know how I found out my daughter knew somebody was shot? And I swear the Lord struck me down. My daughter sat there and listened to those gunshots and went to her room. I'd always play it off every time for 15 years. It's fireworks. She's 15. Don't fly. About 15 minutes later, I get a text from my daughter. I'm downstairs, she's up. Someone got shot in the head, Ma. Not, oh my God, Mom, come talk to me. Not come to me. It's a text. That's how common it is for these kids who have grown up in this neighborhood. So when you're giving your friends our money, and I'm trapped in this city, I don't even have the money to leave because my property is worth half what I paid for it because I have murders on my street and across the street and everywhere. My property is not worth anything, and you want to give the money instead of to our police department for technology or anything to your friends. So remember that when you go home. Remember that when you make your votes. Remember that when somebody puts something else on the agenda to spend that money. Every penny should be going to protect the residents of this city. If you can't protect us, none of the rest of this means anything.
Thank you, Angela. Anyone else? I close the public comment portion of this meeting. Comments of commissioners. Commissioner Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're welcome.
So whether anyone has known this or not, today is Joe Sutherland Day. All right?
That's good. I like that.
Joe, we had no idea. Is it your birthday today, Joe? Is it your birthday, Joe? No? Okay. But it is Joe Sutherland Day, so let this go down, Madam Clerk. It's Joe Sutherland Day. So, yeah, Joe, it's just been amazing working with you in this short time, and I just reiterate what everyone else has said about you, and I look forward to working with you even more. Again, I just wanted to talk about Hooked on Fishing one more time. It is this weekend. Bring some friends out. Bring some people that you may think may enjoy that out there. You don't have to be a kid. You don't have to be a child. Bring an adult out there. It's a good time. It's really a good, relaxing time to get out there in Corson Park. And our guys in the Parks Department have done a great job keeping that park clean. And I think the last time, what was the largest fish was what? A big catfish? How big was that? 12? Yeah, 300 fish last time. We doubled the amount of fish from the previous year. So that'll be a good time. And don't forget the multicultural extravaganza Miss Natalie. We're excited about that. Come on out on the 26th, 25th and 26th. And also, Sean, you had mentioned it takes a village. And, you know, it does take a village. And we're not perfect. But everyone working together to make this village better is what's going to happen. And I think that there may be times when there are transgressions. There may be times where something happened like what we had this past shooting that, you know, we're going to work hard to make sure that things like that don't happen in the future in our city because we do want to protect each and every one of you. So with that, I'd just like to say let's keep moving forward. I don't think it was a very bad summer. I think we had a great summer as a city. There have been a lot of positive things. One thing we had talked about during the election and during the campaign was the neighborhood watch, Mary. So I'm with you with that. As far as getting that started and getting that going, I hope we can work together with Commissioner Pepitone on that. And we want to set up a meeting as soon as possible to make sure we can work together with the police department and making sure we're keeping everyone safe in our neighborhoods and our communities. That's my time. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Pepitone.
I want to focus on the term gratitude again. I feel like I'm in church when you're speaking. And the attitude that you share and spread is what the city needs as opposed to some of the other comments of the individuals that come up to the mic that look to sensationalize things. That being said, I'm going to stay positive. I'm so grateful to be part of a city that has, I think we're going to take credit for it. There's been a change since this new commission has been in place. Things are much more positive. We're seeing people looking to come in and invest. We want to get everybody on board, but evidently some people just want to drag their feet and be the individuals they are. Again, I'm trying to stay positive. Mary, we will be actually meeting today. I was in Houston this last week. We did have an initial meeting. It started to get off the ground. Again, working with Commissioner Cooper, we are going to put that together and see where we can go with it, okay, to revitalize the neighborhood watch. And with that, Mayor, I'm going to move on and say thank you, sir.
Commissioner Udalvis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I once again extend my gratitude and appreciation to the Millville Municipal Alliance, Mr. Joseph Sutherland, and the volunteers of the program responsible for facilitating alternative activities, community awareness, drug abuse, education, and additional programs tailored to meet the needs of the city of Millville. As Mr. Sutherland had mentioned at a previous meeting, it was remarkable to see the presence of the Millville Municipal Alliance alongside PAL and other organizations at this summer's Play Street festivities led by Holly City Development Corporation. With the conclusion of the summer season, it is imperative that the Commission recognizes and thanks the many volunteer organizations throughout the city of Millville for its dedication to providing meaningful and enjoyable community activities for our city's young people. Reiterating the Public Relations Initiative to recognize our local volunteers, I remind all citizens of Millville to access the nomination form available at City Hall or at the city website and join the Commission in its goal to recognize the programs and individuals who serve our community. And with that, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Mayor?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. First and foremost, the OPA request. I am not opposed to OPA requests, okay, in this city. Never have been, never will. I believe in OPA requests. I think the point that I was bringing out at the last meeting was the cost factor that our municipal clerk at times has to work with legal counsel on matters whether something can be sent out or not, so the city doesn't get sued or is liable in any way, okay? So as far as OPA requests, I want to make that perfectly clear. I've never been opposed to OPA requests, all right? Also, I want to still try to stay positive. In the budget, Mr. Cooper, we have one snow machine already coming in, I guess. That's what you want. Okay. We're going to make Mr. Cooper happy. And I just want to thank Public Safety Director Joe Pepitone, along with Chief Farabella. Look, crime is in our city, folks. Okay? We did not create the crime, all right? This administration did not create the crime. The prior administration did not create crime. All right? It's here. And none of us like it. One thing this administration has done is we have been aggressive under the direction of Mr. Pepitone, our Public Safety Director, and Chief Farabella. Okay? A lot is going on, a lot is happening. And I cannot be more proud of our police department and the work that they're doing out there today. Believe me, folks, it's not an easy job, okay? Also, closed session. You know, once again, transparency keeps coming up. We are transparent. We have nothing to hide. In closed sessions, there's a lot of work that's being done that has to get done. It has to be discussed in closed session because you cannot meet outside of that as a group. You can meet in a closed session as a group to discuss certain things. We have been extremely busy as a commission on getting some things done, and things are discussed in closed session. In closed session, you have legal counsel who was there, you have our municipal clerk who was there, you have our city administrator who was there. What is on that agenda to go into closed session, and only that, can be discussed in closed session. I am a firm believer of that. When a commissioner says something that's not supposed to say, or believe me, I'm the first one to step up and say, wait a minute, that can't not be discussed. That must be on the agenda item of what we're going in closed session for. You know, this administration is transparent. Believe me, folks. And people just, for some reason, want to still work with the old campaign out there saying the same things that they've said now for over 1 year throughout the campaign and since we've been elected. But we're going to stay focused because the one thing they don't like is seeing things here tonight. Positive things are happening in this city. I don't care where I go. People will even come up to me and say, Jim, you know, I didn't vote for all you people. But you know something? I see change. I see things positive happening in this community. Yeah, and I mean it. So, look, we're here to do a job. We're going to continue doing it for the next 3.5 years. We're going to stay focused. I can tell you a lot of good things are happening, things that are discussed, positive things that were discussed again this evening in closed session. We're not going to stop. So again, I just want to appreciate the people who still believe in us out there. You know, we have to work together, and we will continue doing it. I do want to give a big shout out to Holly City Midget Football League. Let me tell you something, folks. You know, you can't ask for a finer group of people, young men out there mentoring young boys. And if you go to a practice or you hear these coaches talking to these young men, believe me, good things are going to happen out there. Because when I said it's not just X's and O's, these men are teaching young children, young boys, the way of life, what have the responsibilities, you know, teamwork, going to school, going to church, doing these positive things that are being said out there by these coaches. So I'm very pleased. You know, we had a very difficult time up there at the field. We all feel very bad about that. But that's not going to stop us. That will not stop us. We're going to continue through the efforts of this administration and our professional staff. I mean, I cannot tell you enough what our professional staff, the hard work, and two of them are sitting in this room tonight, our city administrator and municipal clerk, and there's others out there that are working with us every day, every day. This lady right here works, she comes in on Sundays. Sunday, she doesn't get paid for it, but Sunday she must really love her job, you know, or get away from the family, either one. We're not sure yet.
We wanted to continue to come.
But anyway, you know, this is what we have, folks, all right? And people don't want to hear good things out there, okay, for some reason, all right? But we're going to continue talking about the good things, all right? We cannot do it without you folks. Again, I just want to let you all know that people are listening also out there and watching on TV. They understand. They know, okay? Progress, that's it.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I think I'm going to go right into the last person that spoke on the mic. No one wants to hear gunshots. No one. A community member, a citizen, nor a police officer who's armed and wears a bulletproof vest. Trust me, been there. It's unfortunate that incident occurred. It's unfortunate that two kids and a mom lost a loved one. The impact on the parents of that young man that was lost. I think Madam Prosecutor Webb McCrae said it perfectly when those who cared met behind the library with these young men, and I believe Commissioner Pepitone was there, Commissioner Udalovis was there, I was there, Commissioner Parent and Commissioner Cooper were out of town. But we met there on, I believe it was a Friday evening. And those young men were there, were community people, not just commissioners, but people in the public to support those young men. I don't know, maybe 60 to 75 people. We were there because we cared. We cared about the gunshots. We cared about that a life was lost. And we cared about those young players and coaches and parents that had to witness that. But thank God for those coaches. One of those coaches was able to pull a child from a very dangerous situation. That's the guy I want up here. We should congratulate that person, but he doesn't want to be congratulated. We cannot put cops on every street. We cannot put cops at every event. Let me tell you something from a law enforcement background. A criminal, once he gets it in his mind or her mind that she wants to commit a crime, it's going to happen. Unless they tell someone and that person tells someone else. Other than that, that crime's going to happen. It's an unfortunate crime. But besides that, the sun came out the next day and those young boys were happy to know that there was people supporting them. There's been programs by our prosecutor's office, by our schools, to help those young men and the coaches and the parents that were there. That's what I call moving forward from a tragic situation. Beyond that, this past Saturday, we met again at Buck Park. That day, those who volunteered or sponsored those young men came out. And they picked, I think it was 5 or 6 kids, I can't remember. But they picked the 5 or 6 kids that continue to have A's and B's in class. And there was 2 young men that showed improvement. And those sponsors bought hats, shirts, and cleats for those young kids. That's what we need more. That's what we need. We need to talk positive, not negative. So I'm with you, Vice Mayor. I'm with all the commissioners here because I think that's what we want. We want a positive image for Millville. Hey, go to Vineland. Unfortunately, my good mayor in Bridgeton, Mayor Kelly, had some shootings over the weekend. It's happening. If we change our attitude to be positive, maybe we can change the attitude of that young man or young woman that has a gun and is thinking about shooting you or someone else. Joe, there's nothing else to say about you, man. It's your night. You know what I mean? You know, you and I have a conversation, and the first words out of your mouth is that I'm here to support those kids because of what you've experienced. And I think that's great. You know, there's nothing that we can say more about Joe Sutherland. Someday there should be a statue or your name somewhere. Seriously. And again, when you move to Puerto Rico, make sure you give me your address. Okay? Because I want to visit you. It's very important. Sam, I'm going to go through everybody that spoke, and I hope I don't miss anyone. I don't miss anybody. But Sam, you know, Commissioner Cooper's lucky to have you, you know, because of what you do. And, of course, you have a great commissioner that supports you, and you have 4 other commissioners that support what that department does, not internally, but externally for the citizens of Millville. So you're doing an outstanding job. Joe, I already talked about you. Natalie, man, what is there to say about you? Man, if I can just have a little bit more of your positivity, I think I would float. Seriously, because you are, when you brought up the word grateful, if you don't wake up in the morning and say to yourself, God, thank you for me being here, I'm grateful, you're going to have a bad day. But thank you for what you've done. And again, a person that supports young people in this community. That's what we need. So thank you, and thank you for those words. And that young lady next to you, man,
Yeah, that's great.
she's right there with you. Listen, I've been to events that these folks had at Dream Builders, and it's top notch. It is top notch what they're doing. And if you can take 10 minutes, stop by between 6 and 8 o'clock on a Thursday night, and you'll see what I mean. Don't walk around and badmouth us or badmouth the city. Look at people that are doing good things in the city, and hopefully it'll change your heart. So Natalie, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Cindy, Powell's going great. You know, you got a great person behind you. Mr. Burke, please stand up. Mr. Burke, part of Powell for many years. Was my 9th grade coach, teacher at Memorial. Great person. Again, a gentleman that moved out of the city of Millville, but still comes back to support our young men and women in Powell. So thank you, Coach, and thank you for being here tonight. It's great that you're here. Sean, what can we say about you, man? You know, another person. Let me tell you something. Sean takes kids that probably 3/4 of us here would go like this to that kid and say, get away from me. Yeah. Because they come with an attitude. And if you want to see something, go visit. Now, there, what, 2 more weeks or 1 week left?
2 more weeks of our summer program.
2 more weeks of summer. Visit it. And maybe those of you with negative mindset, see what they're doing over there at 2nd and Pine. Hopefully it'll change you around. Because, Sean, you're doing such a great thing with your staff. And again, I got to just say about those kids. Because if you see them on a regular day without being at one of your programs or one of the things you do, I know what attitude they would have. But because they go to your place, that attitude is done at 360, and we appreciate you and what you're doing. So thank you. Folks, this commission is not going to be about negativity. I know I'm not. And I think I can say all 4 of us are not. We may not agree all the time. And I tell you right now, I don't agree a lot with everybody. But we're here to move this city forward the right way. We appreciate you. I hope you appreciate us. And I can tell you this, each and one of us up here will talk anytime you want to talk. Thank you. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second the motion.
All right.
All in favor? Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming. Have a safe trip home.